Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
And today we'll be talking about Patlabor, the mobile police.
Didn't you talk about that already?
I did, but as I alluded to in my video, we would be talking about the movie, which this is.
That is true. That is true.
So for those of you who didn't watch my video talking about it, Patlabor is a series about a group of police officers with robots fighting against robot crime.
And they're not in disguise.
Oh,
that's a completely different franchise.
I think it's Deck Ranger, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be.
I mean, they are cops and they have a giant robot, or three.
Yes, and they actually, they don't know when they transform into those silly outfits or spandex with helmets. People don't know who they are.
That's not what we're talking about today.
No.
Patlabor was created by a creative group known as Headgear. This film is written by Kazunori Kazunori Ito? I gotta look this up.
I'm not even going to attempt to say it. If you've listened to our old, Kaiju review stuff, I have terrible saying non-English names.
Yeah, Kazunori Ito, and directed by Mamoru Oshii, who has done a lot of stuff. Like, you might recognize some of the more familiar stuff, like the Urusei Yatsura anime series for a good chunk of its run, or the first Ghost in the Shell animated movie.
Okay.
Or a bunch of other stuff. I've a long time ago talked about Keitai Sosakan 7, or Mobile Phone Cop Investigator 7.
That guy, the phone guy, was a
yes.
Was a cop. Transforming cell phone.
Yeah, he worked on that.
I never seen it, but it's probably pretty funny.
And also insightful. But this is one of his earlier works. Well, post Urusei Yatsura, but this movie is considered a sequel to the 7-episode OVA series that had come out previously.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it had still been going on when this movie came out. I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell you. I've only seen the 7 episodes.
I'm not gonna bore the audience with all the details recapping what I talked about in my previous video. If you want to know the broad strokes of this series, go check that out.
But Protomet, you always seem to bring up stuff when we do these.
But I've already done it.
I know. That's the joke. Because usually, if we watch something that has a book, you bring stuff up about the book.
But I already did that. So we're going to cut right to the chase. The military is hunting down a rope of labor that is on a rampage.
It's literally going out of control. It's a work labor, I believe.
No, it's a military labor.
Is it?
Yeah. They have to shoot it down, and when they open the hatch, there's no one there.
Oh, yeah, they did, they use up all their ammo just to take this one labor down. They probably have a bunch more, but they destroy the damn thing. Just laborers are firing at it, humans are using guns at it, and it takes a while for it to actually finally go down.
Thankfully, not all of the film. It's just the opening bit. But then after that, Special Vehicles Unit 2, Division 2, has to deal with another rampaging labor.
Now this one is like a work labor.
Yes, this one is a work labor that is going on a rampage in a residential district.
Where the police take their labor to try to stop it, and they end up just... Okay, this one has a pilot in it this time, and he's... Okay, simple enough. I believe he's the same guy, or he's maybe the same, drum model of one of the guys from one of the little episodes I've seen. And I believe he piloted the Red Labor.
There are a lot of labors.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you all the different types of labors, except for the black labor, but that's a whole plot point from the TV series.
So they end up pretty much stopping it by pretty much
freezing it in
a lake. Yeah.
or kind of a
ravine
a
of
canal.
Yeah, it's something. So just like,
I did not know that they had freezing ammo.
me neither.
Okay, sure.
They never showed up in any of the 7
Of course,
episodes.
Ota winds up freezing himself too.
Oh, of course.
During all this.
Then the chief pretty much is bitching about something and asks, okay, where is that damn pilot? He's like, oh, I want to...
Oh, the chief mechanic,
Yeah.
Sakaki.
Yep. Is asking, so, now where is he? He's out in the back taking a bath. Well, you tell him I want to talk to him. He's done.
Ota.
He's funny. You think he's the gun crazy one?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just the one of the OVA episodes I watched. He's literally, I believe it's actually the first episode. He's complaining, "Let me shoot a gun!" Oh shoot, that's so funny. Highly recommend to watch just those 7 episodes.
And there's more to it, but focusing on this movie.
It's hard.
So it turns out this is just the most recent case of a out of control labor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of happening.
And also during this time, they're kind of working on a new labor for the
Type 0.
yeah, and that one ends up kind of not. Doesn't the virus actually kind of get it before she starts piloting it?
We'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that a bit later when it's actually relevant. But basically, Asuma, who's the son of Shinohara Heavy Industries president,
He never shows up.
his dad rarely ever shows up in all the media.
He's just...
I think I can only recall one episode where he actually shows up.
He is just he is the son of technically a oil car tycoon.
No, it's a labor manufacturing company. But Asuma just assumes that there's some bad stuff going on due to his poor relationship with his father. So he just assumes the worst.
Yeah. Doesn't he? He goes like days without sleep trying to figure something out.
Kind of. But he goes with Sakaki to Shinohara Heavy Industries manufacturing plant to try and find out more information about this new operating system that's going around. HOS.
HOS.
I think it's short for a hyper operating system. It's just being utilized across all different types of labors across the industry, regardless of manufacturer. But while he's there, he makes a copy of one of the boot discs for the OS. But he finds the master disc and accidentally causes a breakdown at the manufacturing plant.
And they haul ass out of there. Well, I guess we're not going to be invited back there.
And then Asuma does a lot more investigating and ultimately discovers that there's something on the OS that is causing the labors to go out of control, and tries to confront one of Shinohara's employees to try and go public with it, and that results in him getting suspended on top of the numerous other crimes he's committed up to this point.
Okay, let's see here. First, he takes Noah out on a date.
So he leaves his post.
Yep, he leaves.
He goes AWOL.
He leaves his post, has a couple drinks, then drives.
Drunk
driving without a helmet.
And they're doubled up
Yep.
on the scooter.
They're breaking so much rules.
Blackmail.
Yep.
Corporate espionage, technically.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle he doesn't have. It's a miracle he still has a job
and not doing jail time.
Yeah, Goto does a great job of basically explaining, "Hey, don't fire my guy."
Yep. You're going to be suspended for 2 weeks. Okay.
Well, with the help of the secondary mechanic, Shige, they do manage to find out more information, which all of Asuma's hard work didn't really need to be done because Goto already had figured a lot of this stuff out.
Yeah. So the police laborers don't have a certain part so they won't go AWOL?
Yeah, they never actually installed the Haas operating system in the Ingrams, despite claiming that they did.
He's like, So they will not go crazy.
And even though Shinohara does find out about this flaw in the operating system, which was inserted by Eiichi Hoba, who offed himself like 5 days before this movie started by flinging himself off of an offshore facility called the Ark. This movie has a lot of religious references that are all a red herring.
You can try to talk to him, but he's kind of dead. Just nonchalantly explaining, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I like that this movie makes a point of pointing out all the religious references and then saying, not that it really matters very much because it's all just in one guy's head. There's no deeper meaning behind it, really.
No.
But when Shinohara finds out about this flaw, they offer to give everybody a replacement for the operating system that is lacking this program. However, as it turns out, they discover later that actually the operating system's program has a worm in it, which means that any system that had the operating system installed in it still has a version of the program in it, hidden in it. Oh. So even if the operating system is replaced, it'll still show back up. And it's actually this program that has been causing laborers to go berserk.
Yeah, so you pretty much Labor Zero goes ballistic.
Well, it's also the fact that the reason that's been happening is because the program is actually triggered by a specific frequency, which is beyond hearing, or beyond human hearing, which Asuma figures out when he sees a dog barking at something
that's not even there.
And then with Shige's help, he figures out that the Ark has the ability to produce this particular frequency in conjunction with the wind, the coming typhoon, and the nearby buildings. So if the typhoon hits, it's going to cause this resonant frequency that'll cause laborers to go berserk all over the country, and not just in these small isolated areas that it's been happening.
They find out this information by a tea kettle going off.
Yes.
Vibration. They end up staring at a sumo statue that he has in his room.
That's not a sumo statue. It's some sort of Buddha or something.
It looked like a sumo to me.
Well, it's a fat Buddha, so.
Well, all the Buddhas I've noticed have been kind of round and robust. But that's okay.
So anyway, Unit 2 basically has to go out to the Ark in the midst of an oncoming typhoon and basically demolish the building.
Instead of control, delete.
Well, no, they have to control the demolition. They can't just demolish the whole thing, otherwise it might stir up some of the wind and actually trigger the frequency that they're trying to prevent.
Yes, so the big villain is a building and wind.
It's actually far more exciting than we're letting on.
Yeah.
There is giant robot battles that you have to fight a bunch of security drones, and then once...
Those are such smaller than the labors are.
Right, and they're actually using conventional firearms to deal with them, too. Because not everybody has a robot.
No. Just the... And one of the coolest scenes in the movie is that they're getting prepared to go to that island where the building is. And one of the members... Hiromi literally has this huge gun and just blows up a fucking car. That's a big bullet.
For the record, it was a junk car.
A junk car, yeah.
So it's not like he blew up some random car. It's like, no, this thing doesn't work. Use it.
Yep. Target practice.
But anyway, while they're working on detaching all the parts of the building, they discover that there's a life sign signal coming from the very top of the building. So Noah has to go up in her Ingram to try and find, well, Hoba, because that's who the signal is indicating is there. When she finally gets up there, she does learn that, yes, there are life forms up there.
Birds.
A bunch of birds. One of which has Hoba's ID tag chained to its leg.
That scene was creepy.
And unfortunately, the building system also had the Haas system installed in it. So the program that's causing the laborers to go berserk is now preventing them from further detaching parts of the building. So Noah, who thankfully is up at the top of the building, has to forcibly detach all of the lower floors herself from that position.
Yep, and she does.
Now, while all this is going on, Kanuka finds a Zero unit and hopes that the Haas system hadn't been installed. She's not so lucky.
No.
She absolutely wrecks Ota's machine.
Well, Ota is would be willing to fight back, but her friend is inside the machine.
I mean, he certainly does his level best to fight back.
Yep. And it's tough.
But after causing the mass collapse of the building, Noah ends up having to face off against the Unit Zero herself, and her machine gets wrecked, but she manages to climb onto the back of the machine and uses a shotgun to destroy its computer.
Pretty much hog ties it and kind of hangs it off the building-ish. What left of the building it is. Just multiple shots to the back of the unit's head to, get to the computer portion, I suppose.
I definitely feel that this is a movie that you could go into not knowing anything about Patlabor, but I would recommend checking out the 7-episode OVA that precedes it, so you have a better understanding of who the characters are going into this. Which is why we did this after I did my video. It's kind of weird how we unintentionally split this month into two halves, talking about two separate giant robot series that are so vastly different from each other. We got two videos talking about Transformers, and then we got two videos talking about Patlabor. One is a super robot series that is super sci-fi, and the other is a real robot police series.
That's an interesting plot, though.
Oh yeah.
You said there was a live-action series?
Yes, as well as a follow-up movie to that. But I cover all this in the video. I did.
It is a long one.
Yeah. As of recording of this, I'm still recording my lines for that. I'm up to scene 12.
Oh my.
And I've still got quite a few left to go.
How I do mine is literally I look at the Wikipedia page and then put my little zing on it. I don't take everything from Wiki. Just a good handful of things. But yeah, Patlabor.
Oh yeah, great movie. would say that the second movie is probably better, but that's because it's got a lot more, like, meat to it, being more of a political thriller.
Okay.
And then we got the third movie, which is a kaiju movie. So we might even cover that, some non-mecha march.
If it has to be, it has to be.
Overall, check out Patlabor. It's a great series.
I recommend just those 7 episodes. God, I laughed my ass off.
To be fair, he's only seen the original 7 episode OVA and this movie.
And this movie just yesterday. I had fun with the shows, and I had fun with this movie.
So yeah, he's definitely wanting to check out more.
No.
So anyway, this has been another Mecha March. Hope you guys had fun.
A long one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, until next time, I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
See ya.
Bye.